To code, you just snap blocks together. In this case, you take a move block, snap it into a stack, and those stacks of blocks control the behaviors of the different characters in your game or your story. In this case, controlling the big fish. After you've created your program, you can click on share and then share your project with other people so that they can use the project and start working on the project as well. Everything from animated stories to school science projects, to anime soap operas, to virtual construction kits, to recreations of classic video games, to political opinion polls, to trigonometry tutorials, to interactive artwork, and yes, interactive Mother's Day cards. So I think there's sort of so many different ways that people can express themselves using this, to be able to take their ideas and share their ideas with the world. And it doesn't just stay on the screen. You can also code to interact with the physical world around you. Here's an example from Hong Kong where some kids made a game and then built their own physical interface device and had a light sensor. So the light sensor detects the hole in the board, so as they move the physical saw, the light sensor detects the hole and controls the virtual saw on the screen. And we're looking again to sort of be able to push you in new directions. Here's an example that uses the webcam. And as I move my hand, I can pop the balloons, or I can move the bug. So it's a little bit like Microsoft Connect, where you interact with gestures in the world, but instead of just playing someone else's game, you get to create the games. The same way that this uses the camera to get information into Scratch, you can also use the microphone. Here's an example of a project using the microphone, and it's a game where the characters are controlled by the sound that's coming into the microphone. So I'm going to let all of you control this game using your voices. As kids are creating projects like this, they're learning to code, but even more importantly, they're coding to learn. Because as they learn to code, it enables them to learn many other things, opens up many new opportunities for learning. Again, it's useful to make an analogy to reading and writing. When you learn to read and write, it opens up opportunities for you to learn so many other things. When you learn to read, you can then read to learn. And it's the same thing with coding. If you learn to code, you can code to learn. Now, some of the things you can learn are sort of obvious. You learn more about how computers work, but that's just where it starts. When you learn to code, it opens up for you to learn many other things.